Third grade, week 11. Earth Science and Land Formation, 3.7b. Investigate rapid changes in the Earth's surface such as volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and landslides. And from this, your 7c lends itself to different landforms. So we're going to do this video in two parts. First, I have a volcano model that was made last year by a 5th grader that was given to me. And we're going to watch that reaction. There's a good diagram in the background on the wall about magma under pressure, rises up through a vent in the earth. When it hits the surface, it becomes hot lava and flows, and eventually that breaks down and makes a soil. So those make mountains. So let's watch this reaction. I just put some baking soda in there and I colored some vinegar red. I also put some yellow food coloring on top of the... One thing about this reaction, it only happens once, so you can't keep... I am pouring it, but I know there's a lot of baking soda in there, so the kids like to watch that. And that mountain over time, as it keeps erupting, that mountain keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, because this is eventually going to harden and it's going to get wider and wider and wider, and it's going to keep erupting. I'm going to try a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to get much more. Yeah, I am. So there we go. The kids will enjoy that. Excellent model made by 5th graders. All right, second part. 3rd grade teachers, what you are looking at is a stream table. This is set up to hold the dirt. I have rocks down at the base right here that would actually stop a landslide. This is set up for kindergarten, but to demonstrate yours, I'm going to remove these rocks. Say you have a real loose soil, and you can actually take your hands and you can make like a clip of soil for the kids. The kids could do this. We don't need the frogs in there for 3rd grade. But this is going to be a landslide. Say way up here in the mountains you have a snow melt. And so you have a lot of water, or you have a 20-inch rainfall. Then this is going to represent that runoff hitting soil that's not held down either by trees or by rocks or boulders, and you could put more water in there, and you're going to get a runoff really quick. So maybe use one of the taller beakers over here, the cylinders. I'm going to put a little more water there and let it run a little faster. I don't want your kids to experiment with this. I don't want this all being teacher done. They need to feel this. There you go. There's a good landslide right there. So they need to understand that without vegetation on these hills, and you get that quick runoff, your soil's just going to be carried down, and it's going to cause a landslide. Say you had a house sitting here, then, you know, we could use one of our little models here of a house. We could have had a house sitting on a cliffside, much like the homes in California. So let's go ahead and use that when we do our demonstration, and what they'll see is that house just gets carried down into the water. So you've got a bucket here catching your water. You don't have to worry about that. So that's a landslide. Teachers, the last landform we're going to talk about is earthquakes. And I've just put 2 real simple models here to show the kids how earthquakes happen. They have to understand that there's plates that the crust is resting on. If I'd had a little more time, I could have colored this. But those plates actually float, and they come apart and go together. When an earthquake happens, see, that looks like it's all mashed together. But when an earthquake happens, maybe they hit hard and separate, and there's a gap. And then you have a rift in the Earth's crust. It could be a canyon. It could be a large valley, you know, different things happen. Sometimes when they hit back together, one goes up, one goes down. So now you have the formation of a mountain here. So when these crusts either hit, pull apart, or go up on each other, then different land formations are made. Another way mountains are formed is that Earth's crust just begins to buckle. And it keeps buckling and it keeps buckling. And that's how we got our big mountain ranges, the Rockies and the Appalachians, the Himalayas. So of course it's a jagged peak up here, but my styrofoam won't do that. So use these models to show the kids how that happens.